Good day. Welcome to my online IDS3002 post. My name is Mike Thomas, and I'm here to let you know that I possess at least 4 qualities that employers find desirable come hiring time. I have each of these attributes: responsibility, maturity, intelligence, and people skills. As for responsibility, timely, prompt for attendance, breaks, coming and going are all part of being responsible, to be on time and not take like huge breaks and stuff like that. Next one, organized. Keep important stuff separated from the unimportant stuff and prioritize between the two and even within those two parameters. The third, to be loyal. To be able to be trusted by your leaders, subordinates, and or co-workers, and sometimes forming long-term decent relationships, good friendships. And 4, trusted or trustworthy or thrifty, which is pretty much the entire ability to be able to work with money. Not use it for selfish gain, like putting IOUs in the little box and taking, oh, I owe you $20. No, that's stealing. You don't want to use it for selfish gain, larceny, or theft of company resources. The second major attribute is maturity. When it's time to take the blame for something I did, I take the blame for something I did. It's my fault. There's no getting around it. That's the biggest step that you can take when it comes to getting over something and finding the resolution for it. You also have to know the difference between gossip and relative information. And at every possible intersection, please just try not to gossip. Instead, just talk quietly with others about the shortfalls and disagreements in the most subtle way possible. And lastly, in maturity, be there to help someone if someone needs assistance. Stacking a shelf, picking up some stuff that got spilled on the floor, giving CPR to someone. I mean, you don't have to give CPR to anyone if you don't want to, because you don't feel necessary because of the Good Samaritan clause. But still, just make sure that you're there to help if help is needed. You call 911. Intelligence is the next one. Got to be the right person for the right job. One has to be at least able to learn how to do the job if they can't do the job already. Only makes sense. Also, the job has to be the right job for the right person in order to be successful. Next, thinking on one's feet. That's a metaphor for being able to think critically. An intelligent person has the ability to use critical thinking in order to bring about a resolution. Enough said. People skills are the last major attribute I'm going to talk about today. Attempt to help people even when it's outside of my boundaries. Somebody's freezing cold and trying to load groceries into the back of their car, and I'm just happen to be walking by in a light jacket. What the heck? Grab something and help somebody out. And you have to, if you want a customer service job especially, you don't want to be afraid to meet new people, because not to be afraid to meet new people, even from different cultures, races, creeds, or nationalities. I've made very many friends this way. Some nowadays live in Japan or Korea, Australia, or Germany, and they come back to visit. Some actually come to stay at my house sometimes, which is really cool. I've also possessed many of the attributes in this class on critical thinking, as augmented by my ability to think through a scenario given a potential employer. Employers appreciate people with critical thinking skills because they could potentially take many of the burdens of responsibility off of the manager's shoulders. A critical thinker could help through the issues that arise in any situation. You think about what you're thinking about. I know I've become a much more effective critical thinker doing as what I've learned in this class. When I took other classes, I learned basic processes and procedures, but never really appreciated the material with much more depth. Pardon me. Learning about critical thinking gives me a leg up on other job candidates, because I've learned to think about what I'm thinking about, critically examine any question from a potential employer, possibly even what they're going to ask next before they ever ask. So I can be prepared for the answer in capacity of whatever smart and ready potential response would be for as an employee. On to my scholastic goals. My scholastic SMART goal is to have my Bachelor of Arts degree in Independent Studies, followed by, in the future, my master's degree in the same area or a similar field. Specifically, I have the goal I have to accomplish my bachelor's degree is by June of 2026. Measurable. After IDS3002, I will have 23 semester hours of upper level credits left to obtain. I've signed up for a 3-semester hour communications class in spring semester of 2025 and will follow my success at that with a 20 semester hour of science and geography type classes over the next year and a half, so as to pursue my twin loves of science and travel. I'll break down the EIU catalog and take the physics and other classes that are available whenever they become available over the next 4 semesters, counting summers, of course. It seems like it's a painfully slow process, but it actually slow and steady wins the race. I don't want to get in a big hurry and have to quit things and do things on the other side when life arises. Attainable. My goal will be attainable by breaking down the bachelor's degree into smaller components or classes and taking as many of them as I can by paying for them out of my pocket. One day it'll be possible I may be able to apply for a grant or a scholarship, since I'm on a fixed retirement income. But as long as I can afford to pay my own way, that's the path that I'm going to take to experience this Padilla. Relevant is got to do with putting my personal academia in a much higher priority than the frivolous partying or being distracted by other lesser valuable pursuits. When the opportunity arises, I will use high value, low effort goals, such as in the video, SMART Goals - quick overview from the youtube.com that we're given the hyperlink for. And I'll use those to achieve the goal of education leading to the bachelor's degree. Time bound. My time goal for accomplishing this bachelor's degree is projected to be of June of 2026. Optimistically, my master's degree should follow by schedule, excuse me, earned by June of 2029. This is a special month and year. If everything comes to pass and I do my master's degree and graduate in June of 2029, it will be exactly 50 years since the month and year I graduated from high school. It was a miracle to graduate from high school, trust me. Goals are dynamic, and I intend on keeping an eye on the goals that I have in mind. If circumstances should change, I need to be ready to make adjustments in the schedule. I would use the formula seen in the YouTube video, action, evaluation, and revision, if necessary, to keep up with the turbulent flow of life and society. Thank you, and have a wonderful, wonderful day.